What up, watch peeps? I have a cool one for us to look at today. This is not something you see very often. This is what I call a theme piece, or maybe a conversation piece. It's not a value proposition, as it's not a cheap watch. It's not a bells and whistles tool watch or a spec sheet monster. This is a watch that is meant to be appreciated for its thoughtful theme design. So let's check it out. I'm Pete, and we are Chillin' with Watches. Wrist check. I am wearing the mon-encased Maddie today. This is kind of a French 80s kind of vintage quartz diver, very reminiscent of the Hoyer 844. But let's check out this Sablier today. This is a really cool kind of sleeve box here. It's got this kind of silky smooth feel to it. If you look, it's suede in there. But check this thing out. Now, not only do I think this is a really pretty and interesting dial, but the case and crystal is what jumps out at you first. Look at this crystal. It is concave. So, you know, the opposite of a domed crystal. It actually curves in. Now, that's meant to evoke the look of wine glasses and bottles. Specifically, this crystal kind of reminds me of the bottom of a wine glass. Now, even the case shape kind of reminds me of the top of a wine glass, kind of the curved lip you have here. Now, this curved crystal is something they have patented, and they even give you a copy of the patent along with the watch. And I believe the owner will even sign this on request. It's pretty cool. So this watch, while being beautiful in its own right, it's very much about the experience as well. So this watch is the Grand Cru 2 in 39 millimeters, but it is also available in a 44 millimeter version. I have this kind of slightly off-white dial they call Blanc, which I was really attracted to, but it comes in a bunch of nice wine-themed colors, all with fun wine names. Check them out. I'll put a link in the description, but there's champagne, there's black, blue, there's even a pink, which is a lot of fun. Now, the retail on these is not an inconsiderable $2,600. I know, higher priced here than what we usually look at, but I think we can appreciate this watch nonetheless. So taking a closer look, you'll see this dial is also concave to match that crystal, which has a really nice effect. You have these polished indices that match well with the case, and they are actually curved themselves as well. You have nice simple hands. You'll see this kind of skeleton block hour hand and kind of a standard stick minute hand. But if you look, it looks like that minute hand is curved as well, as it would have to contour the shape of that dial. Just really cool effect. Now the second hand is the real bit of whimsy on this one, and it's just plain fun. It's red. It has these kind of squiggles at the end here that make it look like, well, you guessed it, it's a wine corkscrew. Again, keeping with the theme. Now you do have Chris Ward style branding over here at 3 o'clock. I know that's going to trigger some of you, but I gotta admit, I like it. Date window at 4:30 and an almost pilot style minute track around the outside of the watch. So looking at this case, it's almost like a continuously curved, polished bowl. But if you picture the top of a wine glass, it's almost exactly this shape. Now on the other side, we have a kind of quirky 2 o'clock crown placement, but it is a nice, easy to use screw down crown. You know, nice amount of threads, and for being a polished crown, it's actually quite easy to grip even in this location. No interference from those lugs. Flipping it over, there is a sapphire display case back giving you a nice view of that ETA 2892 movement. Now this strap is amazing. If you asked me my thoughts on a leather ostrich strap, I might have laughed, but dang it, wrong again, Pete. This strap is awesome. It's super soft and it's interesting, and I think it is a really good pairing with this dial. Now it does have a butterfly clasp, as you can see here, which I am not usually a fan of. It is signed, but check this one out. This one has this kind of thicker portion here in the center that helps keep these tabs off of your arm, which one of my major complaints about butterfly clasps. Now they did send a couple other pretty cool straps along with us, so we'll check those out in the wrist straps, in the wrist shots. All right, let's throw this ETA on the Timegrapher. In my experience, ETA 2892s are absolute beasts. You have zero beat error, just a perfectly clean line trace, running within 2 seconds a day. This low amplitude is because the power reserve was depleted, and I just hand wound it a little bit to get it on the Timegrapher. But again, spectacular performance. These 2892s always run amazing. Here it is on a blue ostrich strap that they supplied, kind of darker strap, giving it a totally different look. And I should point out these are all quick release straps as well. All right, now going over the dimensions, we are looking at, they listed it as a 39mm case. I measured it at 38.5. The lug to lug comes in at 47.3 millimeters, and I measured it at 11.2 millimeters thick. And it has a 20 millimeter lug width. Going over some of the other specs, it of course has this beautiful concave sapphire crystal, and being more of a dress watch, there is not a lick of lume on this thing anywhere. It is running a awesome ETA 2892 movement, and it has 50 meters of water resistance. Now on this ostrich strap, it came in at 93 grams. So let's check it out on wrist. Here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. Just a really good wearing watch, a really great size. It'll suit a lot of people. And if you wanted to take that wine theme to the next level and really have fun with it, they have this cork strap available, signed as well. Super cool. Let's take a look at it side by side, some other watches. First up, here it is next to one of my all-time favorite watches, the Tudor Royal in 38 millimeters. Similarly sized, similar wearing experiences, but the Tudor's going to wear smaller with that smaller dial opening, and overall it's a little thinner as well. Next up, I have here the Fonzie, also in 38 millimeters. I think this is a better comparison as this one has a large dial opening as well. Overall thickness, the Fonzie kind of has that tall crystal. It's a hand cranker, but the overall thickness on these two is pretty similar, and they're going to present as very similar in size. Lastly, because I'm a funny guy, and I think comparing one of the all-time iconic affordable tool watches to a fancy dress watch is hilarious. But this is a great benchmark, as very, very many people know how the SKX wears. So 42.5 millimeters, obviously it's a larger watch. Smaller dial opening, bezel kind of break up that plane of the dial, make it wear a little smaller than it is. Overall thickness, the SKX is a couple millimeters thicker, but it doesn't look like it because of this kind of all one-piece side of the case. All right, the Sablier Grand Cru 2, had a great time reviewing this watch. Super cool, super fun piece. So there you go, the Sablier Grand Cru 2. I like to experience a variety of watches and styles, and I like to share those experiences with you all. So even if this is not your cup of tea, I think you can appreciate it for the art of it. I absolutely loved wearing this thing, and I gotta ask them if I can keep this strap because it is killer. All right, before I let you guys go, sneaker check. We're in Jordan 4 Fire Reds, and that's it. I'm out. If it's not too much trouble, please like, subscribe, and come back next time. Peace.